Right. Well, welcome to episode 60 of the
We're
OTT
Collective. We're recording in the morning, John. We never record in the morning.
We are. No, this is fucking unreal. This is Easter Monday we're recording this. And we are probably going to go to hell for this because we should be in church.
We should be.
You know? We should be. But needs must when the devil drives.
Yes, absolutely.
Needs must when the devil drives. The reason we're recording it in the morning, if anyone gives a shit, is kind of got a meeting together and we don't got any work on. So we thought we'd record this in the morning and have the rest of the day to pursue whatever dreams we want to pursue. For me, that will be fending off the hordes of hot Eastern European chicks coming up the lane wanting to shag me, which is a perennial problem for me.
Do you know what mine are?
Honestly.
Do you know what mine are? I want to sit in a lazy river under the hot sun and have a beer in my hand and just float just around this lazy river 10 times, just left alone, pure peace, pure tranquility. And on every lap,
well, you don't
my
float around a river, do you? You don't float around a river. You just kind of fucking go towards the sea, don't you?
Well, no, a lazy river. You know what a lazy river is at like amusement parks. They're basically...
Oh, right.
Yeah, like a water park.
Well, I'm a grumpy old autistic fart. I don't go to amusement park.
I go to a water park specifically for the lazy river, and I sit in there and I just relax and I go around. But do you know what really fucks me off, John? Petulant children. Yeah, so I'm in the lazy river. It's called a lazy river. Yeah, it's meant to be, 5 minutes. You go around this circuit and you just relax and it's peaceful and it's quiet. You just float along. It's like you're in your fucking mother's belly again, and then you get these kids and they just want to splash and they want to get off their rings. You never get off your fucking donut. Yeah, and I say to him, never get on your donut, please. Can you get back on your donut, please? You're disturbing the water.
On your fucking donut. I'll tell you what, go on.
I was just going to say, I turned into a Karen. I just turned into a Karen. Get on your fucking donut. Stop disturbing me.
Get on your fucking donut. I mean, there's a life lesson there, isn't there? I despair of the way people allow their children to behave in public. My kids, and don't get me wrong, I've never had to raise a hand in anger to my children. Yeah? I wouldn't say I've never smacked them because I have when I've lost it, but I've never hard, and probably 3 or 4 times in their entire lives. And I always realised at that point I'd lost the argument, I'd lost control. You're tired, you're fractured. I wouldn't claim I'd never done it, but yeah, I fucked up. But slapping your children, hitting your children, using violence against your children is fundamentally wrong. And people say, "Oh, it never hurt me. I never bothered. Never did anything. I was slapped and smacked and beaten as a kid, and I turned out okay." No, you've not. You've turned out as an adult who thinks it's okay to use violence on children. You're not okay at all.
No.
You should reason with your children. If you can't reason with your children, then they won't understand the reason you're fucking hitting them. It's as simple as that. So I've never had to do that. My kids, even now, say Holly is 23 or something, 97, 23, 24, next birthday. Rose is 21, Alfie's 18, Imogen's 26, next birthday this month. Even now, they're all adults. I don't have to raise my voice. I just have to give them a look. And they know, fuck, that's pissed Dad off.
What's the look? Give me the look.
Well, it'd be something, I can't now because I'm laughing. It'd be something more like, it's just a kind of, just a look.
Just a look. A silent
maybe raise the eyebrows,
What is
They'll just possibly shake my head.
The 1,000-yard stare. Is that the name of the thing?
Yeah, exactly that. And the thing is, because what my children fear from me the most is my disapproval. And there were consequences, but they were never violent. They were just things like, okay, you won't go to the party, you won't go to the ball. And the thing is, I would stick to it too, and they knew it. I despair. But the thing is, we'll talk about this on another podcast, but your clients are the same. They need to be taught discipline.
Yes.
They need to know you're in control because, they come to you with a problem and trust you to solve it. you're essentially taking almost like the parental role there. They are walking around with that umbilical cord in their hand, looking for somewhere to plug it in. But before you can do that, to get that kind of trust, there's a question. Every tradesman, I mean, every business owner in every business ever, anywhere, has to answer. And if you can't answer it, then you need to think about it, because you'll never get the positioning you want. And that is very simple. It's compared to your top 3 competitors. Where would your ideal client place you in terms of being certain you're the only one who truly understands and can solve their problems effectively and efficiently? Because here's the thing, you know, your clients, let's say they're walking around, umbilical cord in their hand. They want somewhere to plug it in. They want someone to take care of them. This is why the human race invented fucking religions. And in every fucking culture everywhere, there is a religion with a god who's basically a big sky daddy who looks after you all. Yeah, a daddy who gets angry when you misbehave and break his arbitrary rules and brings tempests and fucking plagues and whatever. But they have that for a reason. We are hardwired to bow down to authority. Now, of course, when we're children, we have the parental authority. When we're not children, we're adults, we need something else. Maybe the leader of the tribe. Great. But who's he got? Who has he got? Well, he's got his God. This is what we do. Now, we've replaced God in the secular society with things like ideology. So you've got government, feminism, incels, whatever they fucking do. You know, we have these icons. They were not gods, but they serve the same purpose. They do our thinking for us. Now, in this respect, your clients want you to do the thinking for them. Now, you must know that. You know, if your competitors must see you as being the one who can solve their problems. You know? And it's not enough to get up there and say, yeah, we give great service. You know, we know how to do the job we're charging you for. That's what you're saying. I mean, fucking hell. If you can't do that fucking job, you shouldn't be charging anything for it, let alone a premium fucking price. So, you know, compared to your top 3 competitors, I look around you, Mr. Tradesman, Mrs. Tradesperson, whatever your fucking name is today, whatever gender you woke up feeling like this morning, fucking swamp monster, non-binary, fucking cis, black, gay male, or whatever you are today. Your top 3 competitors, you got your ideal client. Where would your ideal client see you compared to your competitors? Why have you got 3 top competitors? Are you the number 1 in your market? If you're not, why not? What is it that those guys have got you haven't? And you know, it's not about having a big showroom or a big this or a big that or being long-standing business. There's something about that business, that person that's attracting the clients you want. What is it? Now, why haven't you got it? Well, you can develop it. We'll come to that in a minute. But if you haven't got it, you should have it. And here's another thing. This is a bit of an aside, really, not really pertinent to the conversation. Everyone in every market, there is the most expensive seller. Now, I think hitherto, I could be wrong here. I'm sure someone will correct me if I am. But say in double glazing, it used to be Everest. Everest were the gold standard. I know they allegedly had some pretty fucking nefarious sales tactics and things. Didn't have a great reputation. I've even heard stories of people, they couldn't get rid of the salesman, so they actually just turned the lights out and went to bed and left him sit in the living room on his own, that kind of thing, because they just wouldn't leave. Never mind all that, but they were expensive, and people still paid their rates. All right. My question is this: you know, in your market, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, butcher, baker, candlestick maker, electrician, plumber, roofing guy, flooring guy, everything in between, someone in your local area competing directly with your business is charging more than you are. The only exception to this is if you are the premium seller in your business, in your industry, and I bet you're not. Right? Only one person can be, and it probably isn't you. Statistically, it won't be you. So the question to answer is, you know, if you're not the most expensive seller in your market, why not? You know, someone's got to be. Why isn't it you? I mean, that's an easy question to ask, but it's a cunt of a question to answer because it'll hurt your ego. Because there's no good reason. There is no good reason. You know, you can come up with all the bullshit you like about, oh, it's the clients, it's this, it's that, I've got a fucking wonky leg or something, you know, got a shit van. It isn't. It's all down to you. It's all down to your positioning. It's all down to this idea of your competitors and how people see you in relation to them. Yeah. So that's a really good question to ask yourself. If you're not the highest price seller in your market, why not? And the other question was, compared to top 3 competitors, where would your ideal client place you in terms of them being certain you're the only one who can truly understand the problems and solve them effectively and efficiently? What do you think to that?
I think it's a question most people...
You're impressed, aren't you?
I am. Surprisingly, you're not chatting shit this morning. Perhaps we should do the podcast in the morning more often. But it's a question, in my opinion, that most business owners dodge. People set out in business, bright-eyed dreams, life's ahead of them. They feel like, yeah, I've got this. And very quickly, they settle for mediocrity and their business...
Well, the thing is, most business owners don't know to ask this question, but they just don't know what they don't know. They won't, they're not asking the right questions. They don't know to ask it. But the real tragedy, and this is shameful in my opinion. Now, it's one thing to be ignorant. We're all ignorant about a great many things. We are all more ignorant than we're not ignorant, than we are informed. I am completely ignorant on things like, virtually every topic under the sun. And I just pick one at random, crochet. I know nothing about crochet. I know nothing about French history particularly. July the 14th, sacking of the Bastille. Right, you fucking lost me already. I'm ignorant about a great many things. I'm ignorant about a great many things in business too. I mean, you can make low margin businesses work, but it's hard work. How would you do that? I'm not sure. I'm ignorant. I'd have to study it. I could study it. I wouldn't want to because I think there's better ways of doing it. But low margin businesses can make a profit. It's fucking tight and hard work. I know that. But we are all ignorant. That's not a problem. What is a problem is being ignorant about things you should not be ignorant about and then remaining ignorant. Now, this business about not answering that question, where do you stand in relation to your competitors and your clients' minds, your ideal clients' minds? And if you don't stand at the top, why not? And what are you doing about it? Not answering the question once you know it should be asked, that is shameful in my opinion. Because then anything that happens to you after that point, when you know to ask the question and don't try to answer it, and then when you answer it, don't try and rectify it, well, that's just, that's careless. That's willful ignorance, which is fucking, it's not criminal, but it bloody well should be.
Yeah, and that's kind of the point I was trying to make. Once they're aware of the question, they do everything they can to avoid it because they've just settled for mediocrity. And people
seriously, anyone listening to this podcast, and I say this quite openly, if you've listened to this podcast and you've heard me say this, and you don't go away and answer that question, you are shameful. You are not a proper businessman. You are weak. You are cowardly. And anything that happens to your business, you deserve, because you're not trying to fix it. If you tell me you're serious about growing a fucking business and scaling your business, but you won't answer that question, not can't, but won't answer that question and then do something about it, you're not serious at all. You're talking bollocks. You're trying to kid yourself and trying to kid those around you. You ain't fucking kidding me. No, you're just not. Now, let's make it easy for them, shall we? The curious must-know fact about your clients. Yeah, because it is a difficult question to confront, because it means staring at your navel for some considerable time. If you're a fat cunt, that must be really ugly as well, fucking fat, flabby navel with all hair around it and fucking fluff and stuff in it. Blech. So this fact will make it easier for you to answer that question. See how fucking kind I am? It's fucking Easter Monday morning. Easter fucking Monday morning. Yeah? Not even 10:30, or it's just gone 10:30, and I'm giving him this shit. I mean, fucking hell. What, fuck your chocolate, fuck your Easter eggs, fuck your Easter bunny. You've got the fucking EBG bunny here, giving you the best fucking little egg ever.
Easter ball genius.
Fucking Easter ball genius. Fucking egghead. Seriously. Right. This will make your life a lot simpler. So I've just fucking told you a cowardly, weak dipshit who deserves to go bankrupt and fucking die in the gutter being nibbled on by rats. But this will save your life if you understand this fact and then bear it in mind in everything you do. It's really quite simple. There's a strange human trait here And that is, if you can show people, if you can convince them, if they believe you understand their problem properly, you know, you can show that empathy thing I don't do. If you can show them that, if you can show them you understand their problem properly, they will automatically trust you can solve it, even if that's not true. It's a non sequitur. It's not logical, but it's what we do. Good example is my mate Dev. I mentioned this before. He's a cancer surgeon, and he says, yeah, you know, he's had people say to him, "What's wrong with me?" He will tell them in great detail what their cancer is because he knows this shit. He's a actual fucking doctor. Oh, I mean, admittedly, he doesn't know as much about these things as Dave, the warehouse worker, does, who spent 6 months on furlough watching YouTube videos on vaccines and things. Obviously, not up to that standard, but he's an actual doctor. He spent decades. He's got more degrees than I've got fucking bruises on my arms from bumping into things, which is a lot because I'm autistic and that's what we do, right? But bearing in mind, say Dev's an amateur cancer person. You know, he's not up to the furlough Dave standards. But he says he gets people saying to him, you know, fucking great. You know what my cancer is. You know, oh, great. What do we do then? And Dev will just say, well, nothing actually. You're going to die anyway. You know, I understand your cancer perfectly, but I can't do anything about it. So it is a non sequitur to say, if you understand my problem, you can solve it, but we still believe it. So this is where it gets really fucking interesting and deep. Yeah. Because you approach your clients not in the sense that you're selling them electrician stuff or plumbing or painting and decorating or a new kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, whatever. You think about what actual problem are you solving? And this stuff is all fucking, oh my God, I'm going to say this word. It's holistic, right? Our accelerators and the model ties in together. We're always about outcomes, not things. Yeah. So if you stop thinking about the thing you're selling and start thinking about the problem you're solving and what your rewire, what your new kitchen, your bathroom, your new bedroom, your new garden, your new roof, what they will actually mean for the person. And that comes down, if you look at hierarchies, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it comes down to some very simple things. For a large proportion of early to late middle-aged married couples with slightly older children, it almost always is going to come down to the man and the woman's relationship. And for the bloke, that's almost always going to be some way involving sex. You ain't middle-aged yet, you don't get it, but it's true. Even young guys, you know, we are very basic when it comes. We are fucking filthy dogs when it comes down to it, men. It all eventually comes down to happy wife means a fucking wife who's sexually interested in it, and that's all we fucking care about, really. Let's be honest about this. You know, we all talk a big game about fucking relationships and intimacy and the rest of it. What we want our fucking leg over. This is why every bloke who's ever fucking shot his load, the moment he does it, he just wants to be left alone. Yeah? All that fucking talk of how much you love him goes right out the window. I tell you what, it leaves your body just as quickly as your fucking semen does. In fact, I think the semen might actually be the essence of love, in the sense that when that leaves your body, your love goes with it.
Do you know
it's true, don't you?
Do you know what that's called?
What?
Post-nut clarity.
Post-nut clarity. Fucking love it. But it's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and women listening to this will probably recognize what I'm talking about, but they'll be disgusted. There'll be men out there who deny it. You lying fuckers. You fucking lying sack of shit. Yeah? Every bloke who ever fucking shot his load has experienced this. I just don't believe it's not anyone's ever done differently. I've never met anyone who's claimed so. Have you? No. Not if they're, you know, like you get a bunch of blokes and they'll say, yeah, that's fucking true. Well, yeah, they won't admit it to their wives. Of course they bloody won't.
That's why they
say suicide.
That's why they say have a wank before you make any major life decision.
Well, yeah. That's a fucking, that is good advice. Are you listening to that, guys and girls? Not so much girls, certainly guys. Have a wank before you make any serious life decision, including joining us. Because let's face it, we are fucking sexy. Yeah. Have you had a wank before filling this film? We are fucking sexy. I mean, we are selling sex because we are sex. Let's face it, we are sex. You know what I mean?
Well, there's a reason you brought me into the business, and it was to make up for your shortcomings.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like girls, right? You see a hot chick, she's always got a fucking ugly mate. right?
Yeah.
Because that further accentuates her beauty. Well, you're my ugly mate.
I'm your head, mate.
Yeah, if you can show your clients, you understand their problem, they will trust you can solve it. Well, that is huge, because not only does it tell you how to solve your fucking sales problems, really, it gives you a goal to aim for, something to go at, but it also, the questions you will have to ask to get that information, to show you, how do I show them I understand their problem? What is their fucking problem? I sell kitchens, for fuck's sake. What problem am I solving apart from a kitchen? You ain't selling a kitchen at all. And I would guess in a large proportion of cases, you're selling some kind of social standing. Now, whether that's with the neighbours or possibly the in-laws, I don't know. But we had the kitchen guy, we got the bathroom guy, the plumber. Well, both of them have said that it's almost always the woman who makes the decision on what they actually have. The man signs, I'm being very, I'm not being sexist, I'm just talking statistically here. No, statistically, the man signs the checks, the woman makes the decision. You what, mate?
You're talking facts. There's this
society. Whether it should be this, whether it should be this way or not isn't the point. The fact is, at the moment, in middle class white England, this way it is. The man signs the fucking checks and pays the bills for the most part, and the woman makes a decision about the bathroom or the kitchen or the bedroom. That's just the way it goes. Now, there will be others. There'll be, probably an ever-increasing number of cases where that's not the case. But that's, this is what we've been told by the guys who are on the ground who do this thing. If you treat the world how you think it should be, or think it is rather than how it actually is, you're going to be in for a whole fucking world of pain of your own. So show your clients you understand their problem. And how do you do that? By asking them, thinking about it, talking to past clients, talking to your wife. Fuck's sake, women all love to talk, don't they? So if you can fucking bear it, get into a conversation with your missus about the kitchen. What do you have to get from the kitchen?
There was a big major reason why my family renovated our kitchen a good few years now. Doesn't matter when it was done. But the main reason they wanted to renovate the kitchen was to encourage us kids to spend more time in the kitchen with mum and dad. They wanted to make it a nice place for us all to sit and to eat and to just casually have a snack. And, everyone wants the kitchen to be the heart of the home. So they got a kitchen breakfast bar installed with a tiny, I think it's like an 18-inch TV, just to have Sky Sports on in the background, because we all love football. So the kitchen's always got that little TV on with Sky Sports on, which catches your eye. You're then sat there, you're having your apple, and all of a sudden mummy can now talk to you. And that was the whole reason they spent thousands and thousands and thousands on renovating the kitchen, was essentially just to get this breakfast bar with a little TV, so us kids would sit there watching TV, get caught for a conversation with mum and dad.
That is probably the best example I can think of I've ever heard of how it ain't the thing, it's the outcome.
Yeah.
It's certainly in terms of kitchens. The PT one with the woman who wanted to basically show her ex-husband that he'd lost a looker is a good one. But in terms of the tradesman, this is perfect, because it absolutely illustrates what we're talking about here. It has nothing to do with the kitchen per se. Mm-hmm. It is to do with what having that kitchen means. And what did I just say about older couples with older children? It improves the relationship, which for the bloke almost invariably boils down to more sex. Because if your wife's happy, you're happy. Women, the fucking thing about, again, this won't apply to everyone, but for the most part, for a woman in a settled relationship, a long relationship, right, sex doesn't just fucking generally happen spontaneously. It might do for the bloke, because we're like that. Oh, fucking hell, the wings just changed. I got a hard on. Oh, airplane, they're hard on. That's what it's like. There's never an inappropriate fucking time to shag for a bloke. You could probably shag at your own mother's funeral and not feel guilty about it. It's fucking circle of life, isn't it? Whereas with women, say they have sex in the evening, the whole seduction thing starts all day. It starts in the morning and goes on all day. And you can blow your chances of a shag that night any time during the day. With a fucking crossword at lunchtime or whatever. Fucking blown it for the whole night, Got to wait till next week now. That's reality for a lot of married couples. Well, you know, that is one thing that, you know, having a happy family with kids in the kitchen, mum can talk to the children, she's relaxed, gets those fucking, that pelvis opening slightly, gets the juices flowing, you know. But it's true, isn't it? We know it's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And your mum's a bit of all right, actually. I fucking give her one myself. She's about my kind of age group, you know.
I told her over Easter that I didn't want any eggs. I just wanted one last go on those marvellous tits.
So Mrs. Benham, Jackie, if you're listening to this, you know, and you fancy an older man, bit older than your husband, you know, got a six-pack and shit, right? You know what to do. Come along to Elite. Connor won't fucking split on you. You can ride the EBG.
If my mum fucks you, yeah, I don't know. I'd never talk to you again. I wouldn't be able to look at you in the eyes.
It'd be calamitous, because if your mum shagged me, right, it would destroy your whole family, because she'd never want your dad again.
God. And then, God, and you talk about it on the podcast, and you tell me.
Oh, definitely. I'd video it, mate. I'd video it.
Can you send me a copy?
Absolutely. You can be in it, mate. You can hold the camera.
I'll be the cameraman.
Anyway, and there's no 1 minute hate today because it's too fucking tiring.
Hey, it's Easter Monday.
It's Easter.
It's all about love.
How can you be? I mean, how could you be angry on Easter Monday when you got little bunny rabbits with eggs? I mean, you couldn't, could you? I'd be like kicking a puppy. I'll tell you what I did yesterday.
Kicked a puppy?
So you're listening to this, the listeners listening to this on Tuesday, but this is Easter Monday, we're recording this. Yesterday, Sunday, you know what I did in the morning? I buried a fucking cat.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I told you. I don't know whether I would put it on the podcast or not.
You told me.
The old cat we had to put down. She was 18. About fucking time she went. She was pissing blood everywhere. So I took her to the vet. I don't know why they do this, right? Well, I mean, I guess I do know why, but I don't know why they bother with me, because they must fucking know by now. I've been there. I had 2 cats. Every time I fucking go there, there's a cat put down, you know? I had 2 cats put down. The dog died. When the dog put down, different vet, I suppose. But the first time I went, I put this fucking cat down, and she turned to me, the woman, and she says, "Oh, she's gone. But she's up there now, running around like a little kitten with all the other cats." And I looked at her and said, "No, she's not. She's fucking dead." She looked at me as if to say, "Whoops." So this time it was the same woman, but there was also the bloke. And this time she didn't say anything stupid. But the bloke said to me, he said, "She's gone now." And I says, "Yeah, wave function collapses. Entropy takes its course." And he just looked at me and just like, "You fucking cold-hearted clinical bastard."
Is that what you said?
She's dead. No, that's what he looked like, I'm sure.
Oh,
that's what he was thinking.
That'd be marvellous if he said that.
But it's true. She was just fucking dead. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't like cats particularly. I wouldn't harm one. And I certainly wish no harm on this one. But it was her time. It was the kindest thing we could do. You know, we've all got a fucking limited time on this earth, and she'd just come to the end of it. So anyway, I brought her home, put her in the barn. This was probably Thursday or something. Yeah, it was Thursday, I think. And I buried her on Sunday morning. So she'd been in the barn for about 3 or 4 days. It's cold here, and the barn's quite cool. So, but I fucking took her out of her thing, picked her up to carry her to the hole I dug, and she fucking farted.
Shut up.
All this fucking gas came out. Oh, the stench, man.
I can imagine.
If you've never smelled,
dead cat flatulence.
It wasn't a normal cat fart. This was a fucking 3-day dead cat fart.
Oh.
And then it fucking leaked all over my t-shirt. I thought, you fucking bitch.
Oh.
I know.
Oh, what do you mean it leaked?
Well, she's obviously got fluids in it that came out.
No, but this ain't like an old fucking bottle of ketchup. Where'd she leak from?
Probably our arsehole, obviously.
Was it shit?
Well, what else would be coming out of there?
I don't know. I'm not au fait with dead things.
Oh, there could be piss as well, but whatever it was, it fucking stunk.
Oh, mate. Oh, that's gross. So you're carrying this cat, it's fucking like you've squeezed it too hard, it's gone poof, stench.
Oh, no, I just picked it up. I picked picked her up and it went, oh, fuck's sake. And it stunk.
Oh, man.
So I carried her out right across the garden, and she's buried in the wood, in the little woods we've got back of the property.
Do you give him a little headpiece thing?
No, I always forget. So we've got 2 cats over there. We've got a fucking spaniel in the orchard. Now that fucking spaniel, he was a fat cunt, right? And he died going back about 7 years now. We had to dig this fucking great big hole on rocky land. And I had to get this fucking fat dead dog up a hill. I had to fucking drag. Oh my God. I was exhausted. I thought I was going to fucking have a heart attack. And we rolled him into the fucking hole like, and fucking fill it in again. He is still up there. He ain't moved.
Oh, I fucking hope so. Got farting cats.
And then the other one, Roy, because I've got 4 animals around the property. Roy's over the edge of the field. Took him to the vet and had him put down, put him in the barn. And I said to the floor, my mate, I says, we'll bury him on Saturday. It was raining on Saturday, so I didn't bother. So I went out to look on the Sunday for Roy. He's gone. I thought, shit, someone's stolen him. Someone's actually come in and nicked a dead dog. But no, Flora had buried him in the rain. But it's all right, it was his dog, really, not mine. He just lived with us. So.
Bless. Any more dead dog stories?
No, that's all the dead animals for now. We got 2 cats left. They're quite well. Myth is about probably 10 or 12. He's got a few years yet, but the others are quite young, so we've got a few years yet before we lose any more, barring accident or injury or disease.
I'll be devastated when my dog dies. Poppy, 16. She's an old girl.
Well, she ain't got long.
She's had a long life.
But anyway, that's me. We're done, I suppose. So if you want to make more money with less work, less hassle and fewer headaches, with high quality clients, higher rates, and have them all delivered to you into your business through a pipeline which itself is kept full hands off on autopilot and behind the scenes, go to ottpodcast.co.uk and do the necessary. In the meantime, stay safe, stay inside, wash your hands. Please do not allow your cat to dribble all over your new t-shirt, and do not shit on your fingers. See you later.